Hey Crafty Peeps, I have some cute Easter DIYs for you today, and I did not film an intro as I was sick all week, so you'll probably hear it in my voice as I do this voiceover, but let's just get right into those DIYs. For this first project, I deconstructed this bunny basket. I didn't show that part because I actually deconstructed it last year and then never got around to making something with it. But as you can see, it was just a plain canvasy, I shouldn't say canvas, it was like more like a felt. And then this coffee sign, also from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to pop this off, and you actually don't need to do this part. This is one of those projects that evolved as I made it. I was going to write something there, and then like I said, it just evolved and I ended up covering it, so you really don't need to do that part. And so I am just going to put this part of the bunny on the half circle. So I'll go ahead and I will mark that out and then cut it and adhere it to the top circle part. And this fabric is so cute because it's double-sided and it's really thick, and it's just too cute. It's too cute. And I love the basket, but I didn't have a need, you know, for a basket, a little bunny basket. And so this is a perfect way to get this cuteness of this bunny into a piece of decor. And as you can see now, I'm marking it to cut to fit just the half circle, and then I will attach that. And then the ears are already made, so I can attach those as well. And this is where I say it evolves, because I am going to I decide that I really love this pink polka dot, so I'm going to go ahead and make a strip of that go across that first part that I was originally going to write something. I thought I might paint it and, you know, put a cute saying, but I ended up liking this a lot better. So again, I just mark it, and I did this the hard way. I always do things the hard way first. You really could have just measured like this and then just measured and made a long rectangle, but I did it the hard way. And then I will attach this. The ears probably would have stood up by themselves, but I want to give them that extra support. So I'm just using a skewer here and gluing to the back of the ears. If you don't want this part to show, you could put another piece of the felt behind it to finish it off. And now I decide that I just need a little bit more, so I'm just going to cut out half circles, 2 of them, and that's going to be the bunny's paws. And I just feel like it's kind of looking over a ledge, and it's got its little paws holding on. And then I just, with my pen, draw a little, kind of, what would you call it, little toes, little markings, so it looks a little bit more like a paw. And then I glue it all down, and this project's done. It's so adorable. I love that it sits. I think it's the cutest thing. What do you guys think of this one? There's just so many, like I said, if you want, you could do a little saying there at the bottom, but that's it. These boards from Dollar Tree are the best because they already have a ridge in them, so they look like shiplap, and I wish I would have grabbed more because once you paint them, they look so high end. And then these little hearts were giving me a little run for my money. Usually they just pop right off, but these ones were like really glued down, and I ended up having to get my pliers to pull them off. And I wanted to be really gentle because I didn't want, you know, any of the actual board to come up. But on one of them, a little piece of the board did come up. But I end up covering that part, so we're okay. And then I just gave it a sanding just to get it as smooth as I can. And then I'm going to cover it in this Rust-Oleum linen chalk paint. And I did give it a couple coats. I found these bunnies at Dollar General. They were $1 a piece, and I just thought they were the cutest thing. They're wood. And if you can't find something like this, an alternative is to print something out on your computer in this shape, cut it out. You can attach it or draw it onto like foam core board or cardboard and then paint them. So I know that's a lot of extra step if you can't find them, but when I saw them, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I'm taking off their hooks and the beads, and I will still use those. Now I decide to glue the bunnies down before putting the two signs together from Dollar Tree. I thought maybe that would just hold it together, but it was still kind of flimsy. So then I go ahead and put some popsicle sticks on the back to secure it better. Okay, so now I'm going to take these beads off of here, and I'm going to add some of my just wood beads from Amazon. I will link those below, and I'm just going to make a hanger with them. Because I only have a couple of these colored ones, I'll make a pattern that has a lot of just the wood ones. I think it would have been cute if I painted the wood ones white, but I was just not feeling it. I don't love painting, especially those little balls. I know there's some quick ways to paint them, but. And then I'm just putting a little piece of masking tape on the end of my twine there because it makes it so much easier to thread the beads. Then I attach this and the sign is done. It's very simple, but I think it looks so high end, and it cost $5 and a little bit of beads. So I actually made this project last year and I loved it so much I wanted to make it again. I wasn't on YouTube yet, so I didn't have a tutorial. But I'm just going to take apart this sign, and you're going to need one that has the thickness because it needs to kind of be like a shadow box. And this one just has a cardboard backing, so it's really easy to deconstruct it. I was trying to say detach, but and so I'm just going to use 2 pieces of pattern paper, and I cut this out and it measured 5 by 7, but it actually was just a tiny bit smaller and I will have to cut it down. But you pick out 2 pattern papers and you really want the top one to be a little more subtle, as you want the image to stand out. So I'm going to take this little bunny and trace it. Again, if you don't have this little wood bunny, just print something out from Google Images and trace that. And then you're going to cut this out. I don't know why I was trying to do it with scissors at first. Again, like I said, I do things the hard way first. And it was being really jagged and did not look good. So I get out my X-Acto knife and it cuts out perfectly. So again, do it the right way the first time, which is just take your X-Acto knife and cut it out. And now I'm going to attach my bottom piece of pattern paper, and I'm just using my double-sided sticky tape runner. It's really great for scrapbooking, paper crafting, and I will link that below as well. I love that little tool. And like I said earlier, I had to trim this down just a little bit so that the edges could fold back up. And then once I get this ready to go, I will put it back in the frame. First, I will need to put the glass and the bunny back in first. And so the way I do that is I will glue the glass back in, and you just want to do a very light bead of glue because we don't want it to show through the glass on the front. And so just a very light thing of glue to glue this paper in where the glass is. And then we will glue the backing on right here. And again, just a little bit of glue. I just do one side at a time to, make sure I get it in there nice and clean. Plus, hot glue seems to cool down so fast. And this is pretty much it. And then you can decorate the front if you like. And at first I'm like, do I want the bow on the ears? Do I want the bow like it's around the neck? So I go for the ears, and then I just had this little pom-pom that I'm going to put on the tail, and this project's done. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you the other 2 I made as well last year. This popped up on my Michael's email and I thought it was the cutest thing and I wanted to recreate it. So I'm going to use some paper from Dollar Tree as well as this sign. 3 of these eggs from Dollar Tree that I painted with white chalk paint, and I'm going to use some of that felt left over from that last project. That orange was from another basket I took apart, and then I'm going to use some paint markers. I'm loving paint markers for small things because I don't want to get all the paints out and make a mess. So I'm going to take apart this frame. I'm not going to need the glass, and I'm going to put the scrapbook paper or cardstock paper, whatever you want to call it, down on this piece. Now it just fit. It's 12 inches, and I mean it was 12 inches exactly between that frame, so you have to put it on there very exact. And now I'm going to use these felt pieces to make my bunny. So the pink is going to be for the bunny, and I'm just going to cut out some ears and a little heart nose. And then for my chicken, I'm going to make a top and then the sides, and then I'll cut out little feet. And then for the middle, I'm going to just make an egg with my paint markers. Now you could draw little eyes and like whiskers if you like. I just kind of liked the plain, and I just think this is the cutest sign. It's just nice and whimsical. This last project is just a bonus project. I took this little board that I had it in my stash I got in a garage sale, and I painted it white with white chalk paint. And then I picked up this little felt bunny from the 99-cent store, and I just thought it was beautiful. And I was like, it just needs to be glued down to a sign, and that would be it. It would be so pretty. And so if you can't find this, I know it could be frustrating. A lot of places don't have the 99-cent store, but I have seen things like this at Dollar Tree, especially in fall. I've seen like the owl and the pumpkin, and so they may have something similar to this, but it's just so beautiful. And for 99 cents, I can make the cheapest sign. I hate to say cheapest, inexpensive. And like I said, this little sign I got at a garage sale for 25 cents, and so covering it with white paint, that was it. Then I thought he needed a little bow, and I went back and forth the same way as I did on that one project. Do I want the bow in the ear? Do I want it around the neck? And so I end up deciding to go around the neck. So I'm going to just tie my regular shoelace type bow. And I'm going to try to go a little bit slow here so you can see it. I just pinch, and then you want to make sure that the pattern side gets down. When you're going around, you want the pattern side down. So that way when you pull your bow, your second loop through, the front pattern shows. And so in this case, there's lace on that front part, and we want that to show. And then I just pull the tails until I get my loops to the size that I want, and then I dovetail the ends. When I put the ribbon around the neck, I decided that it's too thick. I didn't like how it looked, so I just folded it in thirds, and I liked that look better. And that's it. I just glue this down, and the sign's done. Easiest sign you could possibly make, but it's just beautiful. And again, this was just a little bonus. It's not Dollar Tree supplies. I just loved how it turned out, and I wanted to show you. And that's it for today's Easter projects. I have many more projects to come, which leads me to a question for you. How late in the month do you keep DIYing for Easter? Because I know Easter is just a little bit over a month away. Also, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Leave me a bunny in the comments below so I know you made it through. Again, find me on Instagram. I share a lot over there. My name over there is $__mom. And see you next time. Happy crafting.